Congrats, Brenden.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations on being Lounge Lizard Spring 2024 Scholarship winner.
I am so honored. Thank you.
Great work. Excellent work. Really super creative in all aspects of your life. Animation, illustration, dance, acting, just you do everything. So I'd love for you to tell us a little bit about yourself. We were super duper impressed by just your overall creativity. It was pretty amazing. So the floor is yours to tell the world about yourself.
Yeah, well, thank you so much again. I'm beyond honored and flattered by you guys and just this honor in general. I'm definitely am beyond grateful for you guys recognizing my work and recognizing the artistry and creativity that I've been working on for quite some time now. So, like you said, I do many different things. I'm currently a junior, about to be a senior at the Kansas City Art Institute. I am an animation major there. So that's mostly what I'm studying. I'm studying the art of motion and motion graphics and a lot of contemporary and abstract animation there. And I think I went into that because I wanted to find a way to combine all these different things that I do. Like you said, I sing, I write, I animate, I illustrate, I paint. I do costume construction, I do marketing, I do all kinds of different things. And I was like, what is the one thing that I could possibly go into to combine many different things? And animation just kind of stuck for me. So that's what I'm studying at the moment.
Yeah, animation is great. Your animations are pretty fantastic. I'm just going to kind of share my screen here because I want to bring up your website because I would love for that to kind of be a part of this right here. Yeah, I mean, just super cool. We're going to jump into the animation and design to show everybody here just the awesome creativity that you have. It's pretty mind blowing. And how old are you, Brenden?
I just turned 21.
Wow. I mean, honestly, for a 21-year-old to be at this level, that's you're definitely beyond your years, my friend.
Thank you so much. I have many friends that are quite older than me, and they ask me to not bring up my age sometimes. So I'm glad that it's being reacted to positively here.
Yeah, no, I think I kind of wanted to bring that up because I think people need to see someone who's a young 21-year-old that is beyond their years in just creativity and design, and I think it's an inspirational thing for others to see.
Thank you so much.
No, this might inspire, the 12-year-old or the 13-year-old or the 14-year-old, be like, oh, wow, if I start getting into this right now, by the time, I'm Brendan's age, I'm going to be just as good as him,
That's what I aim to do.
Yeah. So tell me about some of these animations. What are some of your favorite pieces here?
Well, the one that's currently playing right there, that is actually a collaborative piece. I did that with two other students at the Art Institute named Maple Liker and Dominic Lucarelli. So this was an assignment that we had. We had to create a space. We had to do any sort of space. We had to activate it and just make it from scratch. I designed the music for it. I designed the sound design with Dominic Lucarelli. Dominic actually did the 3D aspects to it, and me and Maple did all of the 2D animation.
Wow, that's great. And there's so many different works of art here. What program do you prefer to work in? What is your tools?
I normally like to, if I'm not working in a traditional medium like watercolor, colored pencil, or just pencil, I'm usually working in a software called Toon Boom, Harmony. That's one that I utilize a lot, but also After Effects, a lot of Adobe Suite I utilize a lot.
Really? Wow. So once you graduate college, what is your ideal kind of job? What do you want to work? Do you want to work at Marvel? Do you want to work at Disney? Do you want to do something else that's more authentic and creative? What's your aspirations? Where do you see yourself?
Well, that is a very good question because, like many other college students, I'm still trying to pinpoint exactly what that is. Because I do so many different mediums and I love doing so many different things. I don't have a solid grasp of what I truly want to go into, but I know for a fact that I do want to utilize my work in animation and 2D visual time-based medium.
Mm-hmm,
I want to
mm-hmm.
do something along those lines. I'm currently working an internship at the Nelson Atkins Museum of Art, which is the museum here in Kansas City, and
Wow.
I do marketing and social media there.
Oh, wow.
And I think it's very fun and I think it's very exciting. So that might be an avenue that I might go down. And I'll be able to utilize all my different skills in animation.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. And I could even see yourself, having side solo projects, on the side, maybe doing stuff that's like installation type art, but it's like maybe the animations that it's, I don't know, on the room around the installation art. I could see that. What I also find really cool with animation is when I went a couple of months ago, I saw you too at the Sphere in Las
Mhm.
Vegas. And that kind of animation was, I can't even like actually describe that kind of animation. It was like this 3D animation, but it was very immersive. And it was like 4K on a rocket ship. I didn't know what the hell it was, but you felt like you were in this metaverse. So, so I think it'd be like really cool too. I could see you taking your talents one day to technology, and even like there's some like really cool installations now at the Museum of Modern Art here where I am in New York City,
Mhm.
where it's just, like just wild, just, like, God, I'm trying to remember the artist that's now as a permanent installation there, but it's like 3D. It's basically like just 3D graphics that are immersive. That looks like it's jumping out of the wall, and it's like water splashing out in front of you, but it's like really not in front of you, and it kind of draws you into this installation of animated art, 3D experience. But it kind of like is a convergence with technology and 3D and algorithms, and it'd be interesting to man see your talent in that world one day too.
I think immersive animation like that is very exciting as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Recently started learning more about like live audiovisual installation, both on an artistic side and on a technical side as well. And that's definitely something that I want to dive into a little bit more.
Right. And then tell me a little bit about your paintings and your drawings. I mean, they're very creative. I would say, would you say abstract, or how would you coin or I guess categorize your work?
I, on sort of a surface level, I guess I would call it like contemporary post-impressionism a little bit. I
Yeah.
was a painter and just like a sketch drawing artist for about 8 years before I started going into animation. And
Okay.
that's where the bulk of my inspiration comes from for both my stagnant and time-based visuals. So I usually try to bring in this level of like, fine art and painting into sort of everything I do because I did it for so long. And a lot of my paintings do focus majorly on portraits because I just love
Yeah.
people. I love the human form. I love illustrating it, studying it, just seeing all the lights and colors in skin and the body. I think it's very exciting to me.
Yeah. No, it's amazing art.
Thank you.
I mean, when did you start drawing? Well, how were you? How old were you? Sorry.
I mean, as far back as I can remember, really.
I feel like you should just build up your brand, your personal brand of you. I feel like it should be, because then you can be contracted for whatever art installation, Broadway show. I mean, music videos. I mean, it's just concept art for something. I don't know. But it's pretty much endless. I think what you could do, and I feel like it's almost, for me, being doing this for so long, I just almost see you as a self entity, as your own brand.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I think that's a wonderful answer to the question you asked about what I might want to do after college. Like just being able to be somebody who could really be called for anything is
yeah,
an amazing thought to me.
yeah, and I can envision that for you too. So you would want to definitely be reaching out to so many different types of companies and production companies and photographers and 3D motion graphics studios that maybe need conceptual thinker to come in and visualize something that is 3D motion graphics, or something that is, I can see a theatrical production, a concert that needs, and even like you look at these concerts nowadays, even like, at the Sphere, not even just the Sphere, but the Sphere has actually also brought experiential art in a music environment to a different level, right? It's a totally different level. And, YouTube's the first one to do it. And I was at the show. It was amazing. But now it's kind of like almost like set the bar. Okay, top that. And now I know the Grateful Dead's coming in, and that's all going to be all trippy and stuff like that. Fish. I'm sure there's going to be other artists that are going to be doing it. And it's graphic based. It's graphic based because it's immersive based, and the graphics have to be attached to the people watching it and suck them into it. Mm-hmm. I think there's a big world for that, and that starts out with conceptual thinking, right? So it's conceptual thinkers like yourself who can envision listening to a piece of music, and this would be a cool exercise for you, listening to a piece of music, and then what is your visual interpretation of that? And it can be anything, like just anything. What is the visual interpretation of that? If I'm listening to that music and it's all around me in visuals, what am I seeing? Mm-hmm. And that's something that I think the music industry is going to be, will be 100% in, and they need those conceptual, creative thinkers, mm-hmm. Who could think abstractly, who could think immersive, and have that kind of that connection with music and art and humans and experience. I don't know. It's just kind of the things I'm formulating for you a little bit, where I can almost see.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's very exciting to me that you bring that concept up, because I've actually done a lot of recent research on artists who experience a phenomenon called synesthesia and chromesthesia. Yes. And it's very inspiring to see the way that they are able to combine visuals with music and with different senses that they experience. Right. It almost, in a way, sort of creates them multimedia artists. Right. There's one based in Kansas City here called Melissa McCracken, who listens to music and she paints whatever she sees. And she is a massive inspiration for me. So that's definitely a very exciting concept.
Yeah, that's definitely a vision I have for you, for sure. And it's gonna be, I think there's gonna be a lot of money for the people who are the early adopters of that. And now's the time to do it. Mm-hmm. Now's the time to do it. And then maybe, researching who are these production companies that put on this stuff, who are the partners of places like the Sphere and stuff like that. And it might be interesting to start aligning and networking and rubbing shoulders with these creative people who are kind of like in the know on this bleeding edge of what's happening with the synesthesia, which I love that kind of stuff. It's just, it's pretty cool. When the company was started, it was in 98. The specialty was in websites. And I'm talking about from day one of internet and websites. What really has actually kind of set us apart is the word website is a commoditized type word, and we don't do that, right? So everything that we do is more of an experience, and it's all about the brand. So if somebody wants a website, a cookie cutter website with a template, we're not the right type of company. We're the right kind of company that can envision a brand experience for that person on the actual, website. As an example, we have one website that we actually created, which actually answer your question here. I'm going to open up a tab here and see if I could share a website for you and kind of take you through the actual conceptual thinking. So this is a company that is about IT infrastructure and keeping all of your IT infrastructure safe within their environment. So what we did is I actually came up with the idea of a fortress, an impenetrable fortress that all of your technology of your company is housed within, that is impenetrable, that none of the cyber attacks or cyber people can actually get into this. So they loved the concept of it. I said, well, we need to bring it to life with 3D and video motion graphics to redo your logo. And they have 7 layers of their actual service. So we need to redo your logo, show that it's different. It's 7 different layers. We need to create a separate project SOW to create this in 3D. So that's what I mean by, you can just create a website and say, yeah, we do, cyber intrusion detection. We house your your IT infrastructure. But no, we created a brand, right, that has meaning to it, right? That's meaning to it. And then once we created that actual brand, we said, you know what? Then the next concept is, let's go inside the fortress. What's inside the fortress? So it's a mystere. It's very mystere kind of a concept. So it's like, whoa, entering the fortress, right? And then when you go in, there's 7 layers of the fortress. And the 7 layers are attached to each of the different services. So right here, this is DRAS. This is about data scraping. This is about data security and all that kind of stuff, and housing of data. This environment right here, was the reference here, if you see it, is from the first Star Wars, actually, where Luke Skywalker jumps into that shaft or whatever. That's actually, yeah, this is actually the reference that was in my head for this. And for this is really cool. And all of this is original art in 3D. Conceptualized by myself. And here it's like, outsmarting the hacker, keeping them contained. You can see like the little face mask there. And then hard points, managed cloud services. This is about peace of mind. But again, like this is stuff that is just influenced by Blade Runner, influenced by Star Wars, influenced by just conceptual thinking. But this is the kind of stuff that we do at Lounge. Those are that we elevate that kind of that brand experience into a website, and that's what kind of has put us on the map as far as kind of being different. So, like yourself, we're conceptual thinkers, but our medium and our palette is the internet.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
Very
yeah, and then we do other kind of things that are, and I'll show you another example of an animation through one of our partners, which is the Gold Dust Casino. Let me just I have to just Google that. Boom. I'll bring that up. So for here, they have stars in their logo, right? So the inspiration was, I don't know if they still have this, like when you go see a movie, there's that star that comes across the mountains and then it goes across the water. But what's so cool is that, so in here is an example, we're like, oh, look at these stars that are in the actual, logo. Let's bring them to life. And then what's trailing behind the stars is the gold dust from the Gold Dust Casino. So now what we're doing is we're integrating conceptual thinking, brand convergence, and bring that into the experience of the gold dust that is whipping through the casino, that is whipping around people, that is just kind of going around. So this is kind of, I guess, a little bit of what our process is, to always look for these hidden gems of brand and experience, and bring that to life in a creative way that a lot of our competitors are not doing. That answers your question.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for showing me all of that. I think all that is super, super, super cool.
Great. So if you don't have any other questions, again, I want to, congratulate you, Brenden, on being our our spring 2024 scholarship winner.
Right.
All of the creatives here have seen your work. We're inspired by it. We think it's great. And I think you have an unbelievable career ahead of you. And I really, really excited to stay in touch with you. Please stay in touch with me. I would love to follow you, your career. I'd like to see you blossom, see where you go, because I'm really super curious. But I know whatever you do, I know it's going to be a million different things. You're going to kill it.
Thank you so much. I'm very grateful again and very honored. And just thank you so much for recognizing all of those things. And I'm very excited to see what you guys do in the future as well.
All right. Thank you very much, Brenden. It was great meeting you today, and good luck in the future, and stay in touch with us.
Same to you. Thank you so much.